The Wild Wild West. Last year, the professor taught everyone a lesson as he finally broke through to the CrossFit Games. The comeback kid needed a dramatic win to keep his season alive, and a talented youngster proved he could trade punches with the best. For the women, an unexpected athlete emerged to take the regional and earn her second trip to the Games. In 2017, a fiery Canadian looks to restake her claim as the best in the West. Plenty of surprises and excitement are on tap in Oregon. The West Regional, live from Portland. Tickets on sale now at games.crossfit.com.
Hello, welcome everyone once again inside the Update studio for our West Regional preview. I'm Tommy Marquez, joined at the desk by Pat Sherwood. And Pat, this regional has been kind of a shootout the last couple of years. What are you most excited to watch?
Synonymous with excitement. On the women's side, we've got Emily Abbott versus Carleen Mathews, and of course, no Margot Alvarez. And then on the men's side, one word for you, Brent Fikowski.
That's a very powerful word, Brent Fikowski. And we're going to kick things off on the women's side and take a look at our 2017 regional rankings. Remember, we ranked all of the 17 regions prior to the season, and we've now combined them. And here's how the regions stack up. On the women's side, the West Regional ranks 7th out of 8, so a little bit of work there to improve their standing for next year. And let's take a look at the 2016 qualifiers from this regional. 4 of the 5 qualifiers returning. At third place, Margot Alvarez moved back over to the south. Got Carleen Mathews, Emily Abbott, Carly Fuhrer, and Christina Seeley. Pat, which one of these 4 women do you think makes it back?
I'm going to go for sure with Carleen Mathews. 2 times Games veteran, 21st worldwide in the Open. She won regionals last year. Actually, didn't just win it, she did extraordinarily well. She smashed it, and she won Regional Nate, which had strict ring muscle up and strict handstand push-ups. Just some elements that are going to bode very well for her given this format. And she also has just a very powerful story. She's been open about overcoming drug and alcohol addiction through the help of CrossFit, so she's a very, very driven woman.
A tenacious competitor indeed. Some other notable athletes to keep your eyes on the women's side of things. A handful of athletes with some regional experience, including Games experience at the top. Regan Huckabee, 13th last year at regionals. Courtney Walker, Tia Wright, Alex Parker, all top 15 at regionals as well. And newcomer in 4th, Emily Rolfe. Pat, which one of these 5 women do you think has a good shot at possibly cracking the top 5?
I'm very curious to see Tia Wright this year. So last year, Tia was leading the competition for a period of time, and it seemed like she was going to go to the Games. She was second on Regional Nate, right behind Carleen, but then she bombed Event 7, where she took 32nd, wound up finishing in 7th place overall. This is going to be her 6th time competing at regional, and she's been very open, doing a lot of chirping on social media, kind of calling her shot, saying, you know, you will see me at the CrossFit Games. So if you put it out there like that, you've got my attention. I just want to see what happens.
Some bold claims by Tia Wright. Let's move on now over to the men's side of things and take a look once again at the 2017 regional rankings. And the men on the West Regional, just a little bit better than the women this time around. 6th place out of 8 regionals. And then let's take a look at the 2016 qualifiers from the West Regional as well. 4 of the 5 returning once again. Lucas Parker moved eastward. We saw him compete in week number 1 in the East Regional, but then Brent Fikowski, the big story out of this regional, Ben Stoneberg, Samuel Kwant, and Cole Sager with that miraculous comeback at regionals last year. Pat, looking at these athletes, which men do you think had the best chance to return in the top 5?
I'm fascinated by Samuel Kwant, for sure. So last year, he went to the Games as a rookie after taking 4th place at regionals. He was the youngest man competing. He was just 20 years old, and he won double DT. He had an event win at the CrossFit Games with a barbell cycling workout. Not Matt Fraser or Alex Anderson, it was Samuel Kwant. He went on to finish 16th, which, as a rookie, and given how well he did this year in the Worldwide Opens, he's kind of following up that performance. He seems to be legit. I don't think it was a fluke, and I can't wait to see what he can do at regionals.
Love the Kwant pick. He is a sneaky athlete. Got to keep your eye on. Well, with the departure of Lucas Parker going east, that opens up a spot to the Games. And here are some athletes that could take advantage of that. Mitch Wagner, 9th last year at regionals. Kevin Simons and Joe Scally, actually all 4 of them, Scally, Takasaki, and Anderson as well, all Games veterans having qualified in the past. Now looking at the programming and these athletes in particular, Pat, which one of these guys do you think jumps up into the top 5?
Man, I would love to see Cody Anderson make it back to the games. So we haven't seen Cody since he went to the games in 2014 where he finished 22nd place. I think these events line up very well for him. 24 years old, 5'7", 172 pounds. He's always been known to move his body extremely well. The last 2 years in a row at regionals, he has been 6th place. That is the most dramatic, heartbreaking place of all the positions you could possibly finish. And what killed him last year was event number 5, which had the very, very heavy deadlifts. Now we do have some heavy kettlebell deadlifts this year, but I think he can mitigate those losses given the other events. So I think Cody's looking pretty good.
Some heartbreaking turns for him. Hopefully he can get back inside the top 5 this year. That does it for us today. Competition kicks off tomorrow. For all of the West regional coverage, head over to games.crossfit.com. For Pat Sherwood, I'm Tommy Marquez, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.